Yo people, back with another video. This one we're going to talk about the LOA, the law of attraction, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a bit of a big topic, it's a big video. I weren't thinking of introducing this so early, but with all the, you know what I'm saying, the hype and everything that's going on, I thought I should drop some game on the people, innit? Yeah, with all of the stuff, and plus at the end of my last video, I dropped a quick little snippet, innit? So I thought I might as well expand on that. So, you know what I mean, if you watch the video, catch it here. If it's there, that's gonna be so awkward, but I'm gonna keep that in. So at the end of the video, I showed my vision board, and one of the things I had on there was a Rolex. And obviously, if you've also watched the video, you know Dave gifted me a Rolex. So all of that had me thinking. Plus, I spoke to, obviously his album's coming out, and the track list, he's got a song called Law of Attraction. So obviously, I asked him about it when I was with him. He told me 100%, bro. Of course, like, you know, 100%. That's the pattern, that's the vibes. So he's telling me that, and I'm thinking, what's a perfect segue to go off the video? Let me just talk about the law of attraction, innit? Listen, I ain't going all woo-woo on you, shout out Pop Smoke, but listen, we're talking that law of attraction, that power of the mind, that manifesting, that thoughts turn things, you know what I mean? That power of the positivity, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about today. Listen, and before we get into the video, I want to say that don't know what you've heard or what you've read or what you think, but try to go into this without any prior preconceptions, and that's a general tip for life. Anytime you're listening to something, you're about to learn something, try to rid yourself of everything you know of it, taking the information with as little bias as you can. Then after you've done taking it in, analyze it, think on it, see if you agree. If you do, take it into your arsenal. If you don't, then maybe learn some more or just reject it. So without further ado, let's get into it. And obviously, let me also give another disclaimer. Like, as I've said and I'll keep saying in the channel, like, everything is a journey. Like, everything I'm doing, I'm going through, I'm learning, going through life, and I just want to share anything that benefits me. So I don't know 100%. I haven't got all the secrets to the world. I'm trying to find them, but like, I'm going to drop some game on you, and obviously I'm going to shout out some other sources in it, so some books as well, some videos, so check that out as well. So anything that will fill the gaps I've missed out on. I love it. So the best way I can describe the law of attraction, innit, it's basically your thoughts define a reality. Anything you continuously think about will kind of be attracted to you, it will come to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've read a lot of books and I've taken in a lot of wisdom from different spaces, locations, and it comes like everything kind of says the same kind of thing in a different way, even if they're not describing it or disguising it as the law of attraction. It's the power of the mind, innit? Like, the mind is more powerful than we think. And listen, don't be naive enough to believe that you understand everything about the universe and life and how everything works. So even if this does sound a bit different, like, bear with me, take it in. I'm an open-minded person, innit? Like, there's nothing you can't really tell me, because I believe anything is possible. That's one of my daily mantras. I believe anything is possible. You can't tell me I can't do anything. You can't tell me something's impossible. So I believe anything's possible. So when I'm first reading about all this stuff, I'm thinking, like, the first book I kind of read on this kind of topic was Think and Grow Rich. And first time I read Think and Grow Rich, that resonated with me on a mad level. I was so gassed. I wish someone gave it to me when I was like 11. But then it's hard to get your head around, and there's always a voice in your head that's, it's nonsense. But you got to get through that. And then once you kind of, because seeing is believing. Once you start to see it in your reality, in your day-to-day, you're benefiting from it. Like, I ain't even got to tell you, innit? You'll just shout me and be like, "Raw, bro, like, it's crazy," you know what I'm saying? So if I was going to explain it simply, kind of just think of, remember when you were in secondary school and you used to play Yellow Car No Returns, innit? So when you're playing Yellow Car No Returns, if you realise it or you think about now, it comes like you start seeing yellow cars everywhere. And if not everywhere, more than you were seeing them before. Not that there's more yellow cars on the road because you're playing the game. You just notice it a bit more. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if I even do another way, so if I tell you to pay attention to my hand gestures, the tone of my voice, or look at the background or the background noise, now all of a sudden, because I mentioned it, you're paying way more attention to it. Maybe you weren't watching it before. Now that I've mentioned it, you're paying a lot more attention to it. Maybe realising something you weren't before. That's basically, on a very, very basic level, how it works. If I go a bit deeper, you got to think about life. Like, there's a million different stimuluses right now. So think about the lighting, think about all the actions you're seeing, the tone of voice, eye contact. Like, when you go out day to day, if your mind paid attention to every single stimulus that was happening, You go crazy. There's just too much that happens in life. If you were focusing on everything all the time, 100%, your brain would be in overload. It's like kind of like your bank of things that you pay attention to. Those are the things you pay attention to. Those are the things you continue to see in your reality. So if I give another example, okay, if you're an entrepreneur or you know anyone's an entrepreneur, one thing you realize is no matter what the occasion is, they'll think of a way to profit. Like straight. That is what being an entrepreneur is. Someone who's alert to the opportunity of profit. I'll give you an example. Okay, so me and my boy were chilling. I mentioned something to him. I think I saw like a dog with an LED collar on, something like that, an LED jacket. So I mentioned it to him and I was telling him about like people really care about dogs in this country. And bro, like next thing, bro's on eBay checking how much it goes for and how much you can flip it for. And I was like, brother, like I was just thinking about like dogs have got that good life. I was thinking about how benefits and extras and lot. So I was thinking, dogs have got that good life. Bro, he's switched on. So bro, I could talk to him about bottles of water. He's thinking profit because that's how he thinks. He's an entrepreneur. So now that you kind of see some colloquial examples about it, like I'm not even gonna I'm just talking about yellow cars, profit, like things you pay attention to. So imagine if you start doing this with opportunities. So imagine if you teach yourself and your brain to spot opportunities everywhere. Because really and truly, there's an opportunity every day, everywhere. Like anything can be an opportunity if you look at it like that. So imagine you've got opportunity. Or all of a sudden you start thinking of solutions to problems. Like you think, the way you train your mind is there's a solution to every problem. What's gonna happen? You're gonna start going into the world. Oh, maybe that's an opportunity. Or, oh, maybe that's a solution. You know what I'm saying? These are the positives. I'm gonna give you some actionable steps for you to actually play about with this and have fun. Because I can't lie, it's actually quite fun living a life of abundance, isn't it? That's my catchphrase. But before I do that, I want you to understand that this is a two-way street. So in case your brain's thinking, I'm always thinking of that, why ain't I got that? This is a two-way street. So you can think of opportunities and you can start noticing opportunities everywhere. You can think of profit. You might keep noticing ways to profit everywhere. But it also works in the reverse. Yeah, if you're thinking of how broke you are, how depressed you are, how single you are, how lonely you are, and that's all you keep thinking, like, oh my God, I'm so lonely, I'm so this, I'm so that. If that's all you think about and you continue to get into those thought loops, then it's not any mystery how you continue to be in those situations, you get. There's a subtle but very important difference with this. Focusing on what you lack as opposed to what you have, you know what I'm saying? And that's a simple lesson in gratitude as well. You shouldn't focus on what you don't have in life. You should always focus on what you have and be grateful for. And anything that you're grateful for, more of it will come. That's a promise as well. Don't focus on the lack. Don't focus on what you don't have. Don't focus on all the negatives. Because, bro, life is positive and negatives. Good things and bad happens. Like last couple of days of mine have been, they've been great. But also some of the maddest things have happened to me that if so much positivity wasn't flowing my way, I'd probably be like in a slump right now. But I'm focused on the positive, so I'm clean running. I'm going to get through anything I'm going through. That's just life. So not saying, you think as soon as you start thinking positive, no bad things will happen to you. It's just about the way you react to it. Okay, so listen. As long as you watch me, you're going to hear me say this a million times in it, but it's all about mindset. It's all about mindset. Epicurus said it. He who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't, they are both right. Do you get it? He who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't, they are both right. Simple as that. If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you won't. But remember, like, first of all, you gotta believe. If you think I'm just chatting nonsense right now and you try to do it in the back of your head like this is all nonsense, it's not gonna work. It's as simple as that. There's like, you can't force yourself to believe something you don't believe. Do you get it? You can have an open mind and try something, and then when you get some positive feedback, your belief starts to get larger and larger. So as long as you start with an open mind. But if you're telling yourself in your head, this is unequivocally not true, but you're just gonna try it because you're like, hey, if it worked for him, maybe it worked for me, or let me just try it. I don't think it's real, but I'm gonna try it. Well, it's not gonna bang. Like, you know what I'm saying? And also, if you start with this, you gotta have patience. In life, in everything you do, you gotta have patience. You gotta be, a good thing I heard from Navarro is be impatient with the actions, patience with the results. You know what I mean? It's not the same day that you sow the seed that you eat the fruit. Do you get it? I'm gonna put a list of things out and maybe just start with one or two. First things first, and I've said this in other videos and I'll continue to say this in life, you need to know what you want from life. There's no way you're gonna get anything if you don't know what you want. And another way to segue into that to basically say is, nobody lucks their way into success. Nobody is accidentally a millionaire. A couple people, they may win the lottery, but you need to have at least have bought a ticket. There's no way you're gonna accidentally, without knowing what you're doing, stumble into being wildly successful. It's not gonna happen at all. It cannot happen. So you need to first define what you want from life, and not just, you can't just say, yeah, I want to be rich, or I want to be this, or I want to be that. Like, you gotta, I want to be this by then, doing this or do that. Like, you gotta be able to close your eyes and see where you want to be. If you can't close your eyes and see it, you're not gonna get there. So the first thing I'd say is establishing what you want from life. A good practice to do this is write down where you want to see yourself in 5 years, so you get that vision. That's the first thing. So once you've established what you kind of want from life, or what the material things, or where you want to be, what job you want to have, or position, whatever it may be for you, the next thing that's a good practice, which you've seen me do, is create a vision board, innit? I've known about vision boards for years and years and years and years. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why. I just thought it was moist. I thought it was moist, but I did it, and I've kind of seen, so you know what I'm saying? I kind of see like, so it's working this thing, innit? So yeah, try that, like, and it's gotta be, listen, the thing with my vision board is, I never told anyone, I never showed anyone. It was just for me. Like, obviously I went to the print shop and the guy saw it. He didn't really, he was just doing his job. I printed it out, I put it in my room. So when I go to bed, I put it in front of myself, so I see it before I go to sleep. When I wake up, I see it. And I put it in front of me when I'm meditating. And so just before I meditate, I see it. When I open my eyes, I see it. So I see my goals. My goals are in my head. I know what I want. I know what I'm going for. I know there's no doubt in my head. And that's what it kind of is. Because I'm saying about the law of attraction. It's not like some magic woo, but it's just like what you continually think about, you know what I mean? It's going to come into your life one way or another. Do you get it? Like, if all I'm like, bro, I can show you videos. I can show you my camera. Do you know how many Rolexes I've got in my camera? Do you know how many Insta pages that I go and I'll see a Rolex? Like, it's crazy, but it's not a surprise that this happened. Like, do you get it? It was one way or another. If it weren't gifted to me, then bro, by the end of this year I would have bought one. Do you get it? So it was coming to me. So the next things, like, hopefully this will be lit in it. Like, if no, let me not say. So what I'm saying, don't say if, when. Don't say if, when. Do you get it? When. That's what I'm saying. Don't say if I do this, when this happens. Listen, when I get the next things, and when I'm still doing YouTube, I'm gonna show you, and they'll be like, raw, like, I can't lie, he's on 2 for 2. Do you get it? That's what I'm saying. You'll be like, raw, like, if you're not listening, then start listening now. I'm saying, have a vision board. So if you've got a vision board, you can clearly see what it is you want right in front of you, and you can look at it every single day. And you know what I'm saying? Okay, if you want to like trick yourself into doing it because your mind's saying don't do it, like, at least you can be happy to look at, oh, listen, I want this Range Rover, I want this, so oh, at least I look at it and it can make me feel better. You know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to get your head around why you should do it, just do that. This one, I'm never gonna stop screaming in it. You gotta have gratitude. You gotta have gratitude, man. Gratitude is so important, man. When I incorporate gratitude into my lifestyle, I cannot lie. It's like life has never been the same since, man. Life is literally like, I look at life with a new lens full of light. The man's even poetic in here now. But it's like, listen, there was a point, like, alhamdulillah, I'm blessed. I've got a nice life. I'm very happy with what I've got going. But there was a time where, because I'm a hustler, innit? I'm always trying to get something. I'm trying to get to here, I'm trying to get to there, so when you're hustling, the mistake you can make sometimes is, or even that's why some people even start hustling. They don't like the situation they're in. They're trying to get to a better situation. But when your situation changes or you get the things you want, you can't suddenly just switch off the hustle. Do you get it? So, and a lot of mistakes people make, which I've done myself, is they romanticize the struggle, innit? Like some paid in full boys in the hood, top boy, like, right, they're like, yeah, what, man's in the struggle. Yeah, man, love the struggle. Like, I love the struggle. I love the hustle. Like, man loves hustling. I love working hard, but it doesn't mean that I have to feel like shit is going wrong for me. You know what I mean? I can hustle, but be grateful that I'm blessed in the situation I'm in, if that makes sense. If you're in the situation, kind of get, it's like, you can look around and be like, do you know what? I'm grateful I have this. I want this. I'm going to hustle towards it. But always remember to be grateful. Even if you don't like the situation, be grateful for what you have, because you've definitely got some good in it. No, the strange thing about life is when you're grateful for what you have and acknowledge what you have, simple things like being alive, having a house, clean water, having friends, family, seems like everything you have starts to come in abundance. Like, your relationships seem to get stronger. The things you have, you seem to get more of. Like, if you're grateful, all of, like, you know what I'm saying, personal examples, when I had an old car, I was still grateful that my car worked. When I didn't have that much, like I'd lost a bit of money, I was still grateful that I had a little money to do anything I needed to do. And over time, everything I had grew in abundance. So I feel like that's just gratitude, being grateful for what I had, so more ended up coming to me. So leading on from gratitude, which is basically another side of the same coin, but it's just realizing that the world is a mirror and what you give is what you get. Listen, what I mean by that is, if you do good in the world and give good, good will come back to you. It may not be directly, or it may not be one-to-one, it may not be instantly, but the more you do good, the more you help, the more you give to charity, the more you help people in need. When you need that helping hand, that hand is there for you. If you're a person that's always out there giving support, sharing people, encouraging people to do better, when you're doing your thing, someone's going to be there for you. The way I like to think of it is, listen, if you see other people on the stage, they're winning and you're clapping for them, when it's your time and you're up on the stage, people are going to be clapping for you. But if you're that kind of person that's salty when other people are winning, you don't be surprised when you're winning, no one's really trying to show you love, you get what I mean? So it's as simple as that. Okay, and the final thing, which is, I've left it for last because it's probably the most difficult thing, but also the most important thing. And this is where it gets a bit deeper. So since the law of attraction is all about your thoughts creating your reality and attracting things to you, one of the most important things you need to do to fully take advantage of it and improve your life is become aware of your thoughts. So what I mean by that is, if you notice and you realize that there's probably a voice in your head talking most of the time, chattering. You might hear this before you go to bed. You might hear it when you're walking. You might hear it when you're showering. Basically, times when you're alone, your mind will be speaking to you. Some people block this out by listening to music and whatnot, but that voice is there in your head, you'll hear it. So sometimes that voice can be quite negative. It can tell you you can't do things. It can discourage you. It can, it can tell you things like nobody likes you or nobody cares, or, it can be giving you negative self-talk. What you've got to realize is that voice in your head, especially anything negative, that's not you. That is not you. You don't have to become that voice. Ironically, which is a bit weird, that voice is a manifestation of your action, because when that's all you hear in your head, that's how you start to act in real life. But you do not have to be that voice, and you are not your thoughts. You can separate yourself from your thoughts. The first step is just becoming aware. Like, the first thing you want to do is just start to notice your thoughts. Just catch yourself in thought patterns, catch yourself in thought loops, catch yourself in any form of negative thought or speak. You also have to be very aware of your speech. That's why I said earlier, don't say if, say when. You know what I mean? Don't say I can't, say I can, or how can I? You know what I mean? It's all about changing how you think and how you speak. Do you get what I mean? So on with the being aware of your thoughts is, once you're aware of what you're thinking, that's when you can start to change your thought. A very easy way to start this is notice every time you complain. Anytime you complain about something, if it's the weather, service, food, replace it with gratitude. So let's say I've gone somewhere and I don't like the price of the food. I'm like, I want to complain. This is price, Instead of me complaining, why don't I be grateful that I can get instant access to food anywhere I want? You know what I mean? Instead of me complaining that it's expensive, why don't I be grateful that I can afford this right now? You know what I'm saying? Instead of me complaining about that I have to edit this video or that it takes so long, why not be grateful that I've got access to technology? Why not be grateful that I can share this with people? Why not be grateful that I'm able to do all of this? You know what I'm saying? So the first step, it's a very complicated and intricate process, and it does take time, but the first step I'd say for you is become aware of your thoughts. And anytime you catch yourself in negative self-talk or complaining or any form of negativity, stop and replace it with gratitude. Think of something you're grateful for. And if you can't think of anything, be grateful for your life. If you can watch this video, you've got something to be grateful for. You've got access to internet, technology. So that's one thing I'd say. So to get yourself started on taking control of your thoughts, just be aware of them at first. And any negativity, any doubt in your head, become aware of it, stop yourself, break the loop, and replace it with gratitude. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little intro into it. So, you know what I'm saying? When you start being grateful and you start focusing on your goals, in fact, if you're not going to do gratitude, just think of something you want. You know what I'm saying? If anytime you're in a bad situation, just think, do you know what? I know I'm going to get that rollie, or I know I'm going to get that range, or I know I'm going to go on that holiday. You know what I mean? Put positive thoughts in your head. Keep your mind filled with happiness, abundant. You know what I'm saying? My catchphrase, listen, I'll show you a perfect example of me saying the world is a mirror. I picked up this catchphrase. I say this is a life of abundance. Anytime something goes good or I get a blessing or something, I start saying this is a life of abundance. Now, anybody in my immediate circle, they say it back to me now. I hear it. Something good happened to them, they say this is a life of abundance. And it just proves to me that it's a life of abundance, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good. So pick up a catchphrase, something catchy, man. Like, I remember Skepta saying in one of his videos, he said, his boy Dap said, greatness only. So when you get these kind of affirmations, these positive thoughts in your head, it starts to change your life, man. It'll rewire you, and you won't even realize it. The things in your life will just be different. You know what I mean? I feel like the same person. I still feel like I'm me, but the results in my life are a bit different. I'm seeing much crazier things. I'm getting more blessings. I'm more grateful, you know what I'm saying? So replace all that negative self-talk, any of that I can't, any of that complaining, replace it with gratitude, appreciation, and keep your head focused on your goals. Don't focus on what you lack. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you're going to get. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for now. I'm saying trying to keep this one short and sweet. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to do a cheeky little outro here. So, you know what I mean? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, you know the vibes, like, comment, subscribe. But everything I mentioned could be turned into its own video. So instead of making one really long, like 30-minute video, I might just start moving to 2 videos a week, try to get 2 10, 15-minute videos a week, and I'll save the long talk for vlogging, innit? But you know what I'm saying? I want to give my thanks. I think I hit 100 by the time it's come out, I might have hit 200 subscribers, you know what I mean, 5k views, you know what I mean? I was just hoping for like 1k in it and 100 subscribers, so I'm gassed in it. So I love everyone. Love for checking it, love for sharing it, love for commenting, love shout everyone every single time, and I'm really appreciative. Stick around for the journey, you know what I'm saying?